Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
Radical
Latino is taking you to another level.
Beats by Nebs.
Yo! What up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Radical Latino Show. It's your host, the Radical Latino. What is poppin'? Man, a lot is happening. I hope everybody, first of all, the best, good luck with everything. I hope everybody, is doing well, especially because we're reopening now. Certain cities are more open than others, so I know Texas and California are pretty much open. Everybody's reopening and stuff. So I want to wish you guys, the best. Hope everything is going good. Also, happy Father's Day or late Father's Day. I think I put it on my Instagram or whatever the case is, but happy Father's Day to all my dads and also all my secret dads. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Having secret families and shit. You know what I mean? You work at a gas station. There's no need for you to be traveling across the country talking about, yo, my boss needs me to travel across the country to train these people how to pump gas. Man, you work at a gas station. Get out of here. You're gonna go see your secret family. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all and all that. You know what I'm saying? Also, for everybody that it doesn't know, I put out merch. Yes, your boy, got some merch right now. So I got like a bunch of leggings. I got leggings with, my emoji face all over. I also got a shirt for my emoji face. I got black and brown unity tees. I also got a Latin unity tee on its own. Now this is a thing. And shout out to Drocast for actually pointing this out. The Latin unity tee, I only had it as for V-necks. And then he pointed it out saying, listen, I really don't like V-necks. Do you have it at regular size? And he's not the only one that said that. So I made a regular size for everybody, so you guys could get the Latin unity tee for regular, a regular shirt. So you could go and cop that. So I got the yurt, tees as well, and I got the regular Radical Latino joint. You know what I'm saying? So I got different styles and all that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, my merch is gonna be on the left-hand side. You can see everything that I got or whatever the case is. Link on the description down below. Also, if this is on the podcast, go to the details on the podcast and check out the merch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, the shit is fuego, fire, fuego, bro. I'm telling you, the joint is hot. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, with that being said, a couple of more things I gotta update everybody on. This is episode 96. Remember, guys, I got 4 more episodes to episode 100, and that's gonna be a live show, a live podcast. I did it before. This time I'm gonna do it a little differently, but still gonna be live. And it's gonna be a conversational thing. That's all it is. That's how episode 100 is gonna be. It's just a conversational thing. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell me what you guys like about the podcast. Tell me what you guys don't like about the podcast. Tell me what you guys want to hear, what you guys don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Give me some feedback and all that. So episode 100, be ready for that, because I am going to have it live on YouTube. So you know what I'm saying, might be an hour, might be 2 hours, who knows. You know what I'm saying? And also I'm planning more interviews. I'm planning more interviews down the road. You know what I'm saying? I'm planning more interviews down the road. I'm planning more people who are part of the movement, of this black and brown movement, of this movement of going against white supremacy, of racial injustice. So I'm definitely planning on having more interviews, on more people. Everybody loved the live that I did last time. I got basically everybody together. Shout out to Truth Teacher. Shout out to my friend Jen. Shout out to Hercules. I had him on the show before. Shout out to those people. They got on the live, and we basically had a discussion, and everybody enjoyed it. It was empowering. There was no cooning whatsoever. That's how you have a discussion. That's how you have a grown people discussion. You know what I'm saying? Talking about things as the issue, things that we should change, and going into and finding ways to change it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a big shout out to all those people participating, even in the chat. Shout out to y'all in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Also, a lot of people enjoyed that King Tone interview. A lot of people enjoyed that King Tone interview. That by far on my podcast, by far, that's the most downloaded episode I've gotten. That shit. I'm guessing. I'm not guessing. Let me actually go see. Last time I remember, it hit 1,000 downloads in a day, and right now it's sitting at 3,300 downloads. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to y'all. For enjoying that interview. But for some reason, I always wondered this. How come my podcast numbers, the downloads and the followers and all that, don't really translate to YouTube and vice versa? It's really weird. It's really weird because I made 1,000 followers super easy on my podcast, but for some reason, it took me a while. It took 2 years to get 1,000 followers on YouTube, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of weird like that. But hey, we're living and growing and living. You know what I'm saying? Things is happening, so it's all good. Let's keep this empowerment going. Now, with my first thing that I want to talk about is the Apple WWDC, keynote event. You know what I'm saying? Now, what the hell is WWDC? WWDC means Worldwide Developer Conference that Apple holds. And they basically have a whole area designated for, their products. You know what I'm saying? That's what WWDC is. They have they just talk about new developments on what's going on with the software, new things, new improvements. That's basically what it is on all their, existing products. And they unveiled iOS 14. Now remember, they said that iOS 14 is going to be a game changer with the home screen and everything. They said that back in, I think iOS, was it 12 or 13? No, I think they said iOS 12. And everybody knows how iOS 12 was a fucking disaster from the jump. So they actually went back into the drawing board, and I guess iOS 14 is fixing all those bugs. But yeah, it's a new home screen, new widgets, and all that. The now you won't have rows and rows and rows of apps. You'll have them, at a designated app folder or whatever the case is, and it's clean, and I like it. It's clean, I like it, and the shit is tough. You know what I'm saying? I like it. The thing also is, I want to know if you could put any app or whatever at any corner, just like at any part of the screen, just like Android. But it is what it is. And don't get me started, people. I know Android had it first. Android had widgets. All right, that's cool. All right, we get it. Apple copies from Android, Android copies from Apple. We get it. We understand. It happens. All right, it happens. It is what it is. But the whole point is Apple does it better. So what I'm saying is, like, that's a new thing also with the iOS watch, with iOS 7 that's coming out, and actually is going to introduce a new feature which is dance. Now the watch is going to be advanced enough to know when you're dancing, when you're moving your hips, or you're moving your arms. You know what I'm saying? It's actually going to calculate the right calorie count that that you're doing and stuff. So that's a new thing. Also, new computer hardware's message is gonna be new emojis also. New emojis. Now, this is where I think is gonna get. This is where I see the biggest upside. Apple revealed the fact that now they are no longer gonna use Intel chips, band modems inside their computer. They're gonna be making their own silicon-based chips, which is something that I was waiting for, and it's something beneficial, and I applaud that. The reason why is because everybody knows from their iPhones till now, they were making their processor chips, solely. They were making their processor chips, and those chips were by far more advanced in their phones and more power efficient in their phones than any other phone in the market. We got to understand something, that Android saturated the market. Android is just an operating system. It's not a phone. There's different phones running Android. The thing is, what Apple does very different and a lot better, Apple integrates the operating system with the hardware, and they integrate it. Other phone manufacturers, they don't do that. Samsung, I remember when Samsung came out with now 4 gigs of RAM and all this other stuff, and people went crazy. The shit still shut down randomly. The apps didn't really work the way it should work on the phone. None of the apps and the phone didn't really utilize, the operating system didn't utilize those the RAM that they had and all this other stuff that they actually had inside. Now those Samsung phones are actually, they're running their own UI and they're running their own thing. So now it's a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I know I lost a lot of people with the tech talk right now. Like I said, I'm a tech head, so what you expect? But that's something that Apple announcing I really liked. And I really like, so that I know they're gonna change the game. You know what I'm saying? With the iPad Pro, come on guys. The iPad Pro, that literally outperformed, I believe, their last year MacBook Pro model, and I think it outperformed the Surface or something like that. But I'm telling you guys, this is gonna be a game changer. And they're gonna start implementing these chips, these Apple-based silica chips. They're gonna start implementing them on every computer within the first 2 years. So it's gonna be, going in gradually to the point where after 2 years, all their products down the line is gonna have their own, version of Intel broadband chips. So this is a real big game changer, and I know it's gonna be a big game changer for the mobile industry, and also it's gonna be a game changer for their own products. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys are aware, but I think, was it iPhone 6 or iPhone 7? I think it was iPhone 7, where Intel and Qualcomm, there was different broadband chips in each one, and the ones with the Intel chips went to AT&T and T-Mobile, and the one with the Qualcomm went to Verizon and some other, I think Sprint or something. Either way, the one with the Intel chip actually performed a lot less, a lot poorer. Battery life was good, but the Intel chip basically clogged down the performance of the processor that Apple had in their phones. So what they had to do to keep everything in line, they literally had to throttle their Verizon and Sprint phones to match up with the same performance that they were having with the other Intel chips. So Intel, we have to understand, Intel, it's a good company, but they are very lazy when it comes to innovation. Intel comes out with a new chip or R&D literally every 2 to 3 years. And as we all know, the technology industry, it starts upgrading and evolving in a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And Apple, keeps on pumping out these phones every other year with minor upgrades, and Intel needs to catch up. And that was the internal struggle inside Apple with Intel. So that's the reason why, they're going with this move, and, more power to them. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Now I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about Chicago. All right. I want to talk about Chicago. Now, the thing is, somebody sent this to me, and I found it extremely disturbing. Apparently, this Father's Day, it was this today. I'm messing up. In Chicago, Father's Day. It was like Chicago Father's Day Massacre, or whatever the case is. And I found this extremely disturbing because a 2-year-old kid lost his life, and I was like, what? And by the way, I'm seeing pictures of this 2-3-year-old kid. That kid had the cleanest shape up I've ever seen from any other. Shout out to that kid. Rest in peace though. But my man had the cleanest shape up I've ever seen in any 2-year-old kid. Any 2 or 3-year-old. I know for a fact he was in kindergarten macking little girls. You know what I'm saying? Macking girls, taking their little lunch boxes and all that. You know what I'm saying? They're giving him his little juicy juice or whatever the case is. So I already know he was macking at 3. You know what I'm saying? With that clean ass shape up. So shout out to, rest in peace. Shout out to him. Cleanest shape up I've ever seen on a 3-year-old. Like, that's perfect. You know what I mean? You already know the barber had to use gloves on him. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, that I found that disturbing. That I believe last time I read was it 16 or 60. Either, actually, you know what? I really hate to do this, but I am actually gonna double check. I believe it was 60 or 16 people who was found or whatever happened. Hold on, I'm about to actually. I shouldn't be doing this on the air, but you know what? You know what I'm saying? We're all family here. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? We doing our thing. Why he changed his thumbnail? Anyway, we all doing our thing right now. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I stand corrected. Goddamn. I stand corrected. Father's Day weekend massacre in Chicago. 104. I thought it was 6. Oh, there you go. 14 fatally shot. All right. So 104 people shot, 14 fatally. God damn. God damn. What the fuck? So I saw this. Somebody sent this to me. Actually, it wasn't even one of my subscribers. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It was one of these coons, because they say that I always, big up black people, and I'm a cuck to black people, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sympathetic and all that. That's coon talk. You know what I'm saying? That's coon talk. So he sent me that to basically like rub it in my face. See, black people are on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's proving anything. Like, I'm not, calm down. So the thing that we got to understand about Chicago is Chicago is extremely segregated. That's the first thing we have to understand. Chicago is extremely segregated. The thing about Chicago is all the resources from downtown, from what I understand and what I research, from downtown Chicago to the city, all gone. They're pretty much close to the city in Chicago. You literally have to drive or take a bus or train or whatever outside your hood just so you can go into the city so you can make some money. So people got to go out their way. On top of that, Chicago is, you know, those high-rise buildings, the people in the city, they're not really gonna give a job to an individual that lives in a certain area like the hood. And these are stories that are literally coming out every other day in Chicago, talking about racial injustice in job applications, you know, because they see where a person like this lives. Oh, it's a high crime area, so they don't give people like this jobs. So that creates more poverty. Now, this is something we have to understand, people. The only reason why there is high crime in Chicago, is even some people call it Chirac, which is insane. But high crime in Chicago is because there's a high level of poverty there. That's something we have to understand. Poverty, regardless of race, poverty breeds violence. Poverty breeds violence. That's something we have to understand. That's something we must understand. It breeds violence. So it's not black people's fault. It's a system of white supremacy. That's what it is. And there's been plenty of people that's been trying to help out the community. And they did help out the community. The thing is that they're individuals. You know what I'm saying? They can't help out everybody. You understand what I'm saying? They can't help out everybody. Now, I'm gonna, you know, also, and another thing, let's be honest, most of these shootings, first of all, they, you know, most of them, let's be completely honest, they're gang related. Most of these are gang related, you know, drug related and all that other stuff. So these are gang related shootings. They're not just killing random people. These are gang related shootings. Now, for some reason, this looked random, you know, with the whole Father's Day Massacre thing. It looked random, and I'm hearing chatter because it looks so random. I'm hearing chatter that this must have been something paid to look like, you know, oh shit, Chicago is going crazy. 104 shot. You know what I'm saying? First of all, and there's a picture running around that saying that it was only one black person. Let's be honest. If 104 people are shot at, you know how many bullets and clips you gotta go through? They're talking about he shot a couple of people in one block, went 6 blocks later, shot at other people, 8 blocks later, shot at other people. And mind you, these are like hours apart. You talking about the same person? For real? The same one person? You know what I'm gonna say? This is a lone wolf situation. I'm not gonna call it, you know, gang related. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because when white people do this crazy wild shit, they put the lone wolf angle on it. When white people do that shit, they say, well, let's look at what really happened. Maybe his brother and mom beat him when he was a kid, and maybe he was on medication, so let's do that. This young brother right here, you know, he's a lone wolf. That's what it was. And he was so sick and tired of living under the system of white supremacy, this motherfucker snapped. I'm saying I'm doing the same thing white people do, so let's keep on going. You mean to tell me that this dude, by himself, hours on end, shooting 104 people, or shooting people that added up to 104, just got away scot-free? Listen, they have this in Jersey, in Camden, Newark, and all that. They got this shit all over New York, and I know for a fact that they got this in Chicago. What do they have? It's called Shot Spotter. They have these things called Shot Spotters, all right? If you Google search them, you see exactly what it is. It's a triangular or square, not triangle, what the fuck am I talking about? Square thing that's on every lamppost. Either they're on lamppost or they're underneath NYPD surveillance thing. And what these things are, they're very high frequency, very precise microphones. That's what they are. And they put this, literally, they put this in low income, high crime areas. And what do we know where low income, high crime areas? They basically put it in the hood. You know what I'm saying? There was some rumors back in the day saying, oh, this shit is spying on us or whatever the case is. Anyway. So these are microphones, right? Now, what it is that when a gunshot goes off, depending on what a gun it is, or depending on what type of gun it is, what bullet, it knows the frequency of it. It can differentiate a firework going off from a gunshot. It could differentiate from a car backfiring to a gunshot. It knows precisely what a gunshot is. And you know what it is? They got it in every corner, in every block, in New York City, Chicago, and in Jersey, certain parts of Jersey. These shits are so fucking precise that there's news articles, literally. There's news articles of people shooting their gun. Shooting their gun outside a window. The shot spotter obviously heard it and triangulated the exact height, gun, and bullet fired to the point where these people got the cops ran up on them and arrested. These things are accurate, all right? These things are motherfucking accurate. So do not tell me that a person like this shoots at 104 people and a little 3-year-old kid, a boy, a 3-year-old baby with a fucking nice ass shape up, his shape up is clean, with a nice shape up, loses his life and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. I call conspiracy. This shit don't add up. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't believe me, go and research Shot Spotter. I don't know if they got it in Cali. But they do have it in other cities, like in New York, in the Bronx. Shit. You see that shit every other block. You know what I'm saying? You see that shit every other block. You feel what I'm saying? So it's called Shot Spotter. If you Google it, you'll see it. And also, there's also other things that I do believe that this happens, that these crimes are being overly reported, meaning that these crimes are saying that, 16 people got shot at, they'll say 61 people got shot at. You know what I'm saying? And there's also, it's very, very interesting and convenient that most of these shootings occur during the weekend. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. There's been several footages. I sound like Cardi B right now. Several videos, several clips out here where they talk about gang on gang violence, shooting at each other, drive-by shooting. And when an earlier clip of these people shooting at they look like they're undercover cops. Let that sink in for 1 second. They look like they're undercover cops. So a lot of people are saying that these undercover cops either go to the hood, shoot at a rival gang member place or something like that, and then they think is the other gang, you know what I'm saying? But they're really undercover cops. That's what they say. There's video on this. There's legit video on this. So what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to get all Alex Jones right now, you know what I mean? So the Illuminati, the Bilderbergs, the Trilateral Commission. I'm not trying to do all that. What I'm trying to say is, listen, we gotta really look at this at all angles, okay? We gotta see this at all sides. We do not know. It's just really funny that 100 and somewhat people get shot at by just one lone wolf and he acted alone. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up, and this always happens during the weekend. Come on. Come on now. Who's off duty during the weekend? You know what I'm saying? Let's put two and two together now. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving on to our next topic. Aunt Jemima. About goddamn fucking time this whole thing is about to be settled with the whole Aunt Jemima racist thing and all this other stuff. For those who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, but Aunt Jemima, it's a, you know, racist depiction of a black mammy. You know what I'm saying? It's a racist depiction of a black mammy. And the thing about that is that obviously, you know, it's a racist thing. They knew it was racist. Also, I just figured this one out. I didn't even know. I just when I was researching it, I figured out that the name Aunt Jemima was actually a used term to a black woman slave that was basically used all willy-nilly in the plantation. I wasn't aware of that, to be completely honest, but it was basically, you know, a racist depiction, and the company kept on, you know, revisioning or redoing the image so to make it less racist, when they could have just flat out, you know, taken the shit off and remarket it themselves. You know what I'm saying? That could have been done. Now you got, like, you know, one of Aunt Jemima's coon's cousins or whatever the case is talking about, well, it's gonna erase her legacy if you take her out. This is not, nah, shut up. You know, these are the coons in our community that, you know, want to uphold the masses, you know, segregation. They want to uphold the negativity of what's happened. Stop it. No. First of all, she ain't getting a dime out of that whole thing about the lineage or nothing like that. Them people ain't paying her for Aunt Jemima's image and likeness. Get out of here. So that's a racist thing. You know, good for them. Uncle Ben is doing the same thing, you know, with the Uncle Ben stuff. Good. That's good. I'm glad that, first of all, it's insane. It took rioting. It took looting. Took some people to get shot up. Took some people to get murdered. Even took some white people getting shot in the face with rubber bullets for some change to happen. It's insane. Now you're seeing all these companies that they didn't even care about nothing that was happening, in the social justice realms of things. But then out of nowhere, they're like, oh shit, we fucked up. You know, we're sorry with this and this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing. I'm glad that it's happening. I'm mad that it didn't happen sooner. It had to take this for shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that it's happening, you know. These people, they listen, when it comes to racism, white people are fully aware. Okay? White people are fully aware what the fuck they're doing. Okay, they're not dumb. Remember, they're not dumb. Remember, these are the same people that took you from your land and forced their language on you. Remember, these are the people that psychologically fucked us over. So these people are not dumb. These people are nowhere near dumb. The thing is that these people want us to believe that they're dumb. In reality, they're not. Let's keep it real. But that's what it is. That's what it is. So with that being said, you know, shout out to this change that's happening. Shout out to everything that's going on. So, you know, I'm glad that people are waking up. and starting to see the real for what it is. You know, people are waking up and saying, yo, I gotta really change my ways. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Now, moving on to my main topic. Latin people's privilege. Or do Latin people have privilege? I'm still debating on the title of the episode. I probably put, do Latin people have privilege? Or, you know, or the privilege of Latin people? I don't know. You guys will figure it out when you see it. But Latin people do have privilege. Regardless how many people want to, you know, stomp their feet, holler, and say, no, the fuck we don't. Or, how dare you say that we have privilege, and you're telling us that we're all the same, and all this other dumb shit. Thing is, you guys haven't studied white supremacy to understand. In the racial hierarchy of things, blacks are at the bottom. Latin people are just one bracket above that, and that has always been the case. We do not make up the privilege. White people do. This is something we have to understand. When we are amongst each other, there's no privilege to be had. There's no privilege being exchanged. There's no privilege in that vicinity or in that location. Whenever we go to the dominant society, those are the ones who implement the power of privilege, and Latin people so happen to have way more privilege than our black counterparts. Now, this is real. Now, there are in every group, like I said, the black people in the racial hierarchy of things, black people at the bottom, and there's subgroups within that bottom. You know, there's African immigrants here, light-skinned black people here, you know, a little bit more above or whatever the case is. You know, same thing in the Latin, you know, racial hierarchy of things. Latin people are just one bracket above black people, but there's a subgroup, you know, non-immigrants here, immigrants here, you know, light-skinned Latin people get more privileges here. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It happens. So let's get away from the whole muddy word of, oh my God, he talked about it is what it is. This is something we have to accept, and something that it's real. It's nothing that we made up. I'm just pointing it out. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm pointing out that the privilege that Latin people get based on the system of white supremacy. That's it. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the system. That's why we're protesting, right? Okay. Do Latin people deserve the privilege? No. Nobody deserves any privilege. Everybody needs to be treated equal, you know? But under the system of white supremacy, that's not the case, right? We all know that. Anyway, so can I show some examples of certain privileges that Latin people get? Of course, I can. Now, in certain jobs, in certain instances, in certain altercations, Latin people is given the privilege by our white counterparts, right? Our white overseers, depending. For example, certain job titles, certain job promotions, they're more given to the lighter Latin people, even though we are not white in their eyes. A lot of us coons, a lot of our Latin coons think that we are, but we're not. So they give them to the lighter ones because psychologically they know they could uphold that systematic, you know, oppression that's called white supremacy, right? That's why you see a lot of Latin brothers, to be completely honest, in high-end service jobs. For example, if you're a security guard, you're going to see them as a supervisor for security guards. You know what I'm saying? If you're working at Starbucks, they're most likely the shift manager of those jobs. If they're working at Chipotle, they're probably the shift manager or the afternoon manager. You know what I'm saying? They never get above that though. You know what I'm saying? For black folks, they get certain positions so they can stay there. Latin people get one position above that, but they never go up from there. That's it. And a lot of the times, because Latin people, we're coons too, let's be honest. A lot of Latin coons, I've been exposing them for 2 years now. They get complacent. They're okay with the position that they're in. They get like, okay, I'll fall back. It's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to stuff like that, we have to be aware, especially as Latin people, the privilege that we get. Because we do get privilege. Let's not lie. If you're a Latin person right now and you're shaking your head saying, no, I don't get privilege, that means you are fully aware of the privilege that you get. And you just don't want to admit it. It's okay. It's fine. It's very hard to admit a bitter truth. I get it. I get it. Now you guys are probably pointing at me. Well, Radical, talking about all this goddamn privilege, and you talk about white supremacy. What? You probably got privilege too. Yeah, I did get privilege, and I was fully aware that I didn't, dance, jive, and coon, and all this other shit to get it. I know exactly why I got it. I know exactly what I got, and when I did get that, I didn't uphold the system of white supremacy. I was still myself. A lot of people who know me personally, who seen me in certain manager jobs or whatever the case is, back in the day, they would tell you flat out he never changed. He actually was the coolest manager I ever had. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I had these little positions back when I used to work as a security guard or whatever the case is, overseeing a couple of people, they would tell you, oh, I never changed. You know what I'm saying? But I know why they gave it to me. I know why they gave it to me. Because I'm Latino. You know what I'm saying? White folks see Latin people as black people, but more behaved black people. That's how they see us. This is the real. We have to be truthful. They see us as well-behaved black folks. Is that wrong? Of course it is. 100% wrong. And it shouldn't be the fact, but it is. And that's a bitter pill to swallow. Bitter pill to swallow. I've seen so many other instances of dark black Latinas coming into the office, right? But looking like Amara La Negra or even darker than her. And when she says, I'm not black, I'm Dominican, or, I'm not African American, I'm Dominican, everybody's attitude changes. Oh, really? You're one of these exotic Negroes. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. You feel me? I've seen it happen. I've seen a black Latin person standing around looking, he looks African American, right? But when he starts speaking Spanish, everybody starts getting comfortable around him. Oh, you're not black. You're Cuban. Oh shit, all right, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Latin people have privilege. That's not something we can control. That's something that we need to just accept, see it, not victimize other victims of white supremacy when we do see that we have it or whatever position that we have, acknowledge it, and just keep on moving. If that position that you get based on privilege is overseeing other victims of white supremacy, make sure you do your part and don't further along the victimization. That's it. That's all. We cannot control the privilege that Latin people get from the dominant society. We can't control that. You know why? Because that privilege can be taken and stripped away at any point in time. By who? The dominant society. White folks. The same money that white folks give you, they could take that shit away. The same house white folks give you, they could take that shit away. The same position white folks give you, they could take that shit away. The same little bullshit, a position or job title, they could strip that shit away because they be making the shit up. You could be the garbage man in a goddamn high-rise, building, and they'll say you are a compactor, of no goods. You know what I'm saying? A no good compactor. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, goddamn, that shit just said as I am a no good compactor. You know what I mean? Because I be compacting on no goods. You know what I mean? And you walking around for 2 weeks throwing trash away, but you don't call it trash, you call it no goods. You know what I'm saying? And they got a huge goddamn name tag right on your left breast pocket that says no good compactor. Not a trash man, not a janitor, a no good compactor. And then for 2 weeks, everything is all good. But when one of them white folks come at you and say, well, Carlos, Derek, it's kind of funny. Do you know about these protests that's going on? What's going on? And then you start going like, well, the protest is happening because of George Floyd, but he's not the real reason why it's happening. Is because we're, black folks, black and Latin people, we're tired of the systematic oppression, that's white supremacy. And that's why people are really protesting. It's because of white supremacy. Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, Carlos, or, Derek, I'll talk to you later. And then they leave, go to the HR and be like, well, Derek or Carlos at this point. Carlos, Derek, you know what I mean? He had a Black Lives Matter t-shirt on and I felt very uncomfortable. And then that fucking no good compactor tag gets taken away and you become jobless. You know what I'm saying? You become jobless in a goddamn, unemployment line, and you like, well, I was a no good compactor, and you tell them exactly what you was. I was a no good compactor, and they're looking at you like, what the fuck is that? What do you mean a no good? What the hell is it? What did you do? No, I used to take the trash man. All right, get the fuck out of here. You're a trash man. We'll find jobs close to your shit. Get out of here. You want to clean toilets while you here? Because that's what you used to do, right? You used to clean toilets. No, I was a no good. Yeah, no good. Yeah, get your, compacting ass into the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll do. But if you start cooning, you'll keep that little bullshit title as long enough. You start cooning, yeah, what about, this George Floyd thing? What do you think about that? And then you were like, well, I think he was resistant, you know what I mean? And these hooligans out here, they're no good. You know what I'm saying? You start cooning and shit, Chuck jiving and all that, tap dancing. You start cooning for them, and then you know what Blake is gonna say? You know what I'm saying? You know what? You know what Dan is gonna say? He's gonna be like, well, you know what, Carlos or Derek, you know what? You're a cool. We're gonna go get some Chipotle together, all right? And fucking celebrate y'all little cool friendship. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is. So we gotta really watch out where we at. You know what I mean? But remember, these privileges that Latin people get, these privileges are contingent upon the white people that give it to us. Okay? That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't want to hear no shots of Bahari Moon. I don't want to hear no bullshit from Bahari Moon talking about, well, what light skin privilege? What you talking about? And all this other dumb shit. She knows full well she got light skin privilege. On top of that, she's Latina. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? She could probably attest to that. If she becomes real and start having real conversations, that's what it is. She could attest to that. There's a lot of light-skinned Latin people that will let you know that they got light-skinned, not light-skinned privilege, but Latin privilege. Well, light-skinned privilege too. But Latin privilege. You know, I'm one of them. I get Latin privilege, yes. I could attest to that. When I was getting my apartment, I'm telling you, these white folks were going crazy. Saying everything under the sun not to get me in. I went through 15 applications. 15 applications. To the point where I was about to give up. They told me bullshit's talking about my credit score wasn't that great. Bullshit, it was 720. My credit score is good. They told me I don't make that much. Bullshit, I did make that much. Back in that time, I was making good money. You know, now I'm stable. But back then, oh shit, my corona. No, back then I was making good money. But they was giving just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, we gotta run your background. This is a new one. We gotta run a background check to see if you got a criminal record. What the fuck does that have to do with me trying to get a spot? Criminal record? What the fuck? So they told me a bunch of, oh, well, we gotta contact your other previous landlords to see if, you know, you were neglectful in some of your other apartments. What the fuck? 15 applications. 15 until a realtor who was black, shout out to her, mad cool, said don't worry about it, put in the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I talked to the landlord, you know, saw me because I think the realtor put in a good word for me. She gave me a pass, but that could have been my privilege right there. That could have been my privilege right there. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Latin people got all this fucking privilege that white people got. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, we do get some. We do get some privilege. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we gotta just accept. And that's something that's real. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Don't get mad at me for pointing out the shit that happens. Don't get mad at me, all right? I'm just pointing out what you know what it is. You feel me? But it is what it is. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna start putting out my episodes on Wednesday. I used to put them out on Monday, but I think Wednesday is a good spot. I'm gonna start putting out my episodes out on Wednesday. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, my merch, if this is on YouTube and you're watching this shit on YouTube, upper left, you see all that wonderful clothes, all that fire ass t-shirts, go get that. I'm saying, go get that. But yeah, with that being said, if you want to support me, Cash App, $ Radical Latino, or go to my website, radicallatino.com. Go to the donate tab. You know, support your boy if you want to. If you ain't caking like that, that's totally fine. I don't need it. It's totally fine. You can support me by watching this on YouTube. I'm monetized, so you know, little ads or whatever. Boom, hit me up. Or you could just rate the podcast 5 stars, whichever podcast listening device you listen to. You know, rate me 5 stars and we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm gonna close this out. Last week I forgot, but I better not forget no more. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, hold up. I didn't do the comments for last week. Oh shit. I'm fucking up. Oh man. Oh shit. Hold up. I am fucking up. Look at me. Look at me. I just ran through this whole thing and I didn't even do the comments. Oh man. Good thing I fucking remembered. Holy shit. Let me go get my comments from episode 95. That's funny as shit. Damn. Okay. Oh shit, there's an ad. Oh, let me play this shit. Hold up. Home is everything. Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond? Goddamn. Alright. Alright. Where's my comments? All right, that's what I'm talking about. Damn, I almost forgot all this shit. Woo! All right. Yo, I almost forgot this part. My bad. God damn. So the comments for last week, episode 95. My fault, guys. My fault. Episode 95, right? From the comments of last week, right? So Chaotic Limited said, my area is opening up, but we still got social distancing rules going on. Some businesses I previously frequently might be shut down permanently. Damn. Yeah, that happens, man. That happens. Yeah, man. It's so fucked up. Like, but guess what? It could be, hey, those areas that are closing, maybe you know, some Black or Latin businesses might open up. You know what I'm saying? You might never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, a lot of I'm hearing theater chains are the biggest hit. Theater chains are the biggest hit, I'm hearing. So they might be going and phasing away. You know what I'm saying? They might be phasing away. Wendeline Bell Rose said, exactly, Radical. I don't think all those deaths are due to coronavirus. Don't get me wrong. The virus is real. It is deadly, and we still gotta be careful. But I don't think that many people died from it. Some of these people have died from other illnesses. Me and my brother were just talking about that last week. We are just doing they're just doing that to make money. The numbers just don't add up, which I have to agree. It doesn't add up. If you really do the math on this whole thing, like for real, if you really, some white people been doing the math and calling out bullshit to this whole administration. But if you really do the math, to be honest, the deaths are not like fucking 1% or 3%. No, that's not. What you guys have to take account is how many people are infected, how many people recovered, and how many people are for the control who are not infected. That's what you have to take account. And there's more people that's not infected than infected. So once you do all that math, the death toll, everything is literally 0.3%. It's literally nothing. It's nothing. They're making this shit out bigger what it is, but it's nothing. So shout out to Wendell. You know, Mexicano98 says, you always talk about black and Latin unity, yet Hispanics aren't even united, and you expect Hispanics to unite with blacks. Mexicans, though, on the other hand, we're a different story. We don't need unity with Hispanics because they don't like Mexicans anyways. We Mexicans have ourselves, and all. That's all we need. Well, yeah, we don't need people like you around. And that's my fight to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Latin people. That's what I'm saying. Unite. Black people fight amongst themselves about dumb shit. Latin people do the same thing. All right? You're a Puerto Rican, you're a Dominican, you're a Cuban. Oh, we're fighting about dumb shit. Who knows Spanish better and all that other dumbass bullshit. So no, of course, we have to unite. Latin people gotta unite, and we don't need people like you around. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? We don't need that negativity around. This is what I want. You don't want it. You could just stay your ass over there. Let us, do the empowerment. You know what I'm saying? So Chicana Smith says, I don't think Kim 123 gets pussy. Gets pussy. That's his problem. Yeah, man. Yeah, Kim 123. He's a very interesting topic. He's basically right now, non-existent almost for the most part. Because to be completely honest, I'm gonna just keep it real. He did this to himself, talking about, BBC this and BBC that and all this other dumb bullshit. He did this to himself. If he wasn't a fucking racist asshole, maybe none of this shit would have happened. You know what I'm saying? if he wasn't out here co-signing racists like Antonio Batista, maybe none of this shit would have happened. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that doesn't know the timeline, yo, when Antonio Batista went viral, guess what? Everybody in Antonio's circle started to get hit. And who was the biggest component and the loudest cheerleader in Antonio's circle? Kim. Kim was. And then he got doxxed. And then he started to call me like a fucking bitch that he is. Truth Teacher could actually attest to this, but that's for another time. I don't want to put him on the hot seat. But Truth was on that phone call, and Kim wanted me to put out a statement to smooth everything over so I could stop all this bullshit, so I could stop the doxing. Wait, hold up. So now I gotta stop all this shit. You know, Kim was talking wild shit behind my back to other people. That shit will come back to me. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I always kept Kim around because I thought I could like fucking like change his mind. You know, because he was such a racist piece of shit. I thought I could change him, but guess what? I was wrong. And I hope he learned the hard way, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. He was begging for me to put out a statement or a video with him so I could smooth everything over. I said, no, I'm not doing that dumb shit. You did it to yourself. Fuck it. Nobody's gonna save your little weaselly ass, Eric. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, those are the end of the that's the end of the comments, man. That's the end of the comments. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Y'all already know my spiel. If y'all want to hear your comments or whatever on YouTube under this episode, just write your comments and I'll read it for next week. I will not forget. I will not forget. All right, with that being said, before I forget again, let me close out with my closing statements. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. That's something that we all should be, you know, attesting every day. Some empowerment. With that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.